side. Here, shortly after cleaning up 5 blocks, he teaches a group of
Yo, man, you made me look gay, man. I warned you, bro.
What? No, you don't look gay. You look a little metrosexual or something.
Metros-
It's good, it's good.
Man, who the hell ever heard of a metrosexual ex-gangster, man? I'm a lord, man, not a lady. This show is gonna make me famous.
You are gonna be famous.
Shit. Yo, Nico, man, what am I supposed to do here, man? I got this film genius here, making me look like a transsexual or something on TV, and now some punk's been talking all kinds of shit, too.
What punks?
Man, bitches I used to roll with, guys caught up in the game, punks in too deep, man. Yo, I tried, man. I tried to be a good guy. I said I'm reformed, man. But I'm pure ghetto, man. And this show's garbage.
Oh, come on.
We don't have to kill a shot, man.
Jeez.
We need to go bust somebody, man.
Do what you want, as long as it doesn't involve me.
Hey, yo, man, we're brethren, right?
Yep.
Give it up, man.
Well,
Alright, man. Yo, listen, can you shut these punks up for me, please?
Where are they?
They're gonna be coming in on the L train, man. From Algonquin to Dukes, man.
Also,
Hey,
apparently
I owe
I
you,
didn't have to
man.
do
I owe you
anything
big time.
back and forth
Okay.
because
You
so
see
many
that, man?
incidentals
You see
worried
that,
about
man?
being
Yo, that is
away
streets
aren't
right there,
really
man. Not none of this shit. Gonna be dancing in skirts with people in the neighborhood. Man, what the fuck is that, man?
I don't know. As you can see here, I let's do a little comparison. So right here I have this patch 4 with its own kind of like, you know, definitive overhaul, and a patch 8 that has the DLCs, but as well its own kind of graphical overhaul. But the difference is here is that, like I said, I need to load up either of these, take images just to see the differences, and then just choose which one to stream more.
In the toilets to watch us!
¿Qué tienes contra mí?
You think it's a joke? The joke's on you! They're killing you! You are being harvested by a marketing machine! You're not free! You're slaves! Freedom is a lie! They use drugs to control you. They did it to me for a long time.
Nico, I'm getting worried. Roman didn't get back at all last night.
He likes to party. He stays out late the whole time. You know what he's like.
Not on my watch, he don't. Something ain't right.
Yellow! Are you listening to me? You listening to me? Glass box houses, and your mortgages, and your health worries, and your therapists. It's lies!
Meat cleavers are so fucking naive. You gotta go with the cordless drill.
Ya lo sé.
I've been to the other side. They want you dead. They're putting stuff into the air!
Get out of the car, man.
Help! The jinetero! He tried to rob me!
The spirits were telling me both. No, wait, Martina. In a past life, you were called Rosa. That's where that was coming from. Oh my god. Oh my god. You led a powerful...
Hey, Nico, it's me.
Yeah? Who are you? Can you remind me?
That doesn't matter. You need to meet me outside the United Liberty Paper Building in Algonquin. It is very important that you be there.
You saved
Goodbye.
a civilization that were worshipped as a god. There are statues of you in Tasmania, covered in... There is a man man with bad teeth and dirty hair.
Club. Come down for the female safe in the city. What's up?
Interesting. And the court notices that you have a hype.
All right, you're listening to the Laszlo Show.
Was that her idea?
Yes, it was, Your Honor. I was born Chuck Williams. I went along with it because that's only fair, you know? I mean, I totally understand that comes from a time when women were considered property. Women are defective and misbegotten, but I don't own her. I would like to own a human being someday. I mean, like, you know, I could have me a young, nubile Filipino boy, and who could sit in my tropical hut and...
So that's this.
games and decide who does what by playing hands-free, catch the quarter.
What? Look what's happened to you. The way you got it was today. Why you gonna be half a man? She took away your manhood, she emasculated you good and proper. You got some bitch's name on half your shit. Do you pee sitting down? Do you pee sitting down?
Well, we're equal partners, and it's not fair that she has to take the toilet up, so I don't really mind.
Equal partners? You're gonna give a man a woman's last name? I'm surprised you haven't started growing tits. For the love of all that is holy in the world!
You know the deal, Judge. I have to agree or I'll never get laid again.
We have an equal household, Your Honor. Equal. Equal. He wears tampons whenever I do so that we may both experience the same burden when I'm on my flow.
Equality? Give me back that vote, woman. Let me guess who's at work busting his ass all day. Let me guess who makes the most money. I know. It's Chuck. It's the man. You know who's made the most money throughout history? The man. Who have been the great leaders? Men. Maybe you had Cleopatra, but Egyptians live in triangles, tetrahedrons and shit. A triangle is not manly. Who fought the best wars? Men. Who make the best murderers? Men. Who invented the plague? Men. We done it all, bitch. We run this show, and I don't give a fuck who knows it. So what if he wants to come home and spend time online with his guild and pleasure elves, running around with his orky friends? Let it.
Well, family and our children are the most important. Our children depend on us. We should be protecting and coddling our children, never letting them out of our sight, keeping electronic tabs on them at all times, making them paranoid and neurotic. It's our duty. Children are our future.
The future? Where's your jetpack, boy?
I don't have one, Your Honor.
That's right, because technology is a lie sent by liberals to kill us. Apart from weapons technology, which we use to kill other people. There is no future. And you, woman, you disgust me with your liberal ideas. You ever had a three-way?
No, Your Honor, I haven't. That's revolting.
No, it is not. What's disgusting is the way you get yourself a dog and the dog hits puberty and suddenly you realize the dog's undercarriage is really big. Or when you watch a nature show and see two elephants mating. Or when you vomit a bit in your mouth and have to swallow it.
This is insulting. This is a court of law. All you've given me is a lot of dog penis and woman hating. What is wrong with you, Judge Grady?
I'm a judge. What exactly did you expect? This isn't a courtroom, it's a studio. And I'm here not to only administer justice, but also get ratings. Listen to me, I'm a judge. I'm wearing a black dress, aren't I? Do you have any idea what I'm doing up under this bench while I'm looking down at you? I'm gonna have to retire to my quarters and think about this.
While Judge Grady's back in his chambers making his decision, let's talk to a few people in the courtroom audience. Madam, what do you think? Who's in the right here?
I can really empathize with Lori. Guys only care about women in revealing medieval clothing who take it up the back door.
And what about you, sir?
I really like the part where they talk about elephants doing it.
We'll be back after this on Just or Unjust.
WNTT 1066. Because the liberal media wants to give your country to an illegal immigrant.
Look, I'm not in the business of caring about people's feelings, bud. Yeah? Boo fucking who?
Hey.
Hi.
Listen, I know what you must be thinking, but don't bother.
I'm sorry, but I don't see how you know what I must be thinking.
You've killed people. You should be dead yourself. Or inside. You're just lucky it was me and not someone else who got their hooks into you.
I'm sorry that I lied to you. And weirdly, in some ways, you're a nice guy. Better than the creeps I normally date. But you're damaged goods.
No doubt.
Let's go.
Let's just say that, you know, I had a bit...
Salute? Eat my ass, buddy. I'm up for a promotion, and you're not.
Let's just say that, I had helped Mom with something.
What the hell are
like
we doing here?
We're going to meet
but
someone.
It turns out it had nothing to do
You know, you
with
and your cousin,
getting the
you should get out.
password right at all.
What you're looking for, you won't find.
It was something that
Feds
was
are all
out of
over
our
it.
control, which
Crime
was
is
that they
done.
were
You've watched too many
updating
movies.
something, and because
Whatever
of
you
that,
say, Michelle.
her
Or whatever your
social
name
thing on her
is.
phone
It's
wasn't
Karen.
able to log in
My name is
because
Karen.
they were having to do
Interesting.
some changes.
And you whore for the government. I kind of like the honesty in that.
I have a clear conscience.
How very lucky for you.
In here, office 396.
Hi there.
Here he is.
I can see that. Thanks, Karen. Hey, cheer up. You did good. You'll get a Sammy, if you care about that sort of thing.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Belik. Quite a file. Quite a story.
Who are you? FIB?
The FIB? Do I look homosexual? Do you think I care about the size of your Johnson? Now, you can't always tell who the good guys are. I'm not a good guy, but I'm fighting with them. And guess what? So are you.
Hooray.
That's the spirit. Nothing like a bit of sarcasm when someone's got you by the balls. Now, I need you to find something out for me. Find out everything you can about a man called Oleg Minkov. He lives on Iroquois, back in Hove Beach.
Look who it is.
And if I say no?
I hand your file over to those cretins in the FIB, and organized crime has dealt another serious blow. Go to his house. Any problems, call this number.
What's your name?
Not relevant. Call me. Very soon. Go. And hey, welcome to America. Baskala Stara Dejava.
Bushka.
Was when the pandas threw their feces at him and then he rolled around on a canvas. That's art. See the exhibit. Critics say is unbelievable. An inspirational treasure. The exhibit now at the Local Museum.
WKTT, because democracy is worth suppressing rights for.
WKTT 1066.
Vinewood to Liberty City. If a celeb shits, eats, or snorts it, Fizz is there.
Hi, welcome to this edition of Fizz.
sorry about that, guys. I don't know the why or how that one happens.
Mr. Minkov? Anybody here?
What have you got for me?
Not much. He keeps a clean house, he's got a computer.
Check his emails. Call back with any information that would indicate his current whereabouts.
Hopefully, you guys are definitely enjoying this live stream. Like I said, you know, when it comes to streaming GTA 4 now, it's kind of hard to choose between. I have as the complete, like the official complete edition, along with just, you know, this patch 4 with its graphical overhaul, or the patch A, which has a graphical overhaul, but of course, the funny thing is that graphical overhaul, like, some people say, like, oh, certain GTA 4 graphical overhauls are best on patch 4, but yet they can still work on later patches, but of course, when it gets to certain times of the day, it isn't so, possibly glorious then of seeing it. Anyways, as you can see here, we got this going on.
There's an email that says he's meeting someone at Tulsa Street in Hove Beach.
Perfect. I'll send someone to pick up the hard drive. You go to Tulsa Street. Eliminate Minkov.
Whoa, killing is very different from gathering information.
You are acting in the interest of your new countrymen and keeping yourself out of prison. For once, this is a murder you don't have to feel confused about. Dispose of Minkov,
yeah.
then call me.
Another thing that turns out, it was kind of good for so long I ditched eating cereal, because even cereals have begun, according to a YouTube video, some main brand cereals have begun being questioned.
Wowed audiences recently when he made his junk disappear between his legs.
I could do that. See? Look, I'm a woman. It's easy. You just tuck and...
Put that little guy away.
Now, Vesuvius is discussing his next big project. A stunt in which he plans to shrink his head to half its size.
I like a little head. Usually after dinner.
Stop doing that, would you?
Vesuvius will perform his cranial reduction live in space, or so he claims. We will stay...
Олег, ты испугал меня. Я даже подумал, что это человек.
Все, он меня дожидался. Пока, братан.
If you wait too much, you can't come in. It's very chic. And there's a diamond-encrusted toilet right by the entrance. So you can purge till you hit the magic wave. And then the bouncer lets you in. Right, Lamont?
That's right. Get the muffin, bitches. People will do anything to get in our club. They lie about being a celebrity or a celebrity stepkid. They offer you sex, drugs, and money. Now it's down to the cold, hard fact. How much do you weigh?
Platinum vomitoriums are very now. Now, of course, it's a bit of a joke. We just
future to be bright. We want the future to be healthy. We want the future to be perfect. And for those who can afford it, we believe we have the right to perfection and control nature. That's where Eugenics Incorporated International comes in. Morality is none of our business. Making sure you have the right baby is.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Von Singer. You were just saying you wouldn't accept the wrong car, or the wrong job, or the wrong house. Why on earth should you accept the wrong child? Visit Eugenics Incorporated International and get the perfect baby. Satisfaction guaranteed, subject to medical test and unforeseen accidents.
Visit us on the web at eugenicsincorporated.com and start designing your perfect baby today.
WKTT, the most patriotic news source in America.
WKTT. That was the last time.
The #1 conservative talk show in America. He's America's anchorman. The conservative captain of the good ship Freedom Isn't Free, proving we can shout down any dissenting voices. It's the Richard Bastion Show.
I think more and more people need to stop breastfeeding in public.
Absolutely! And breasts are filthy. Cover them up, okay? Don't make me pull up.
I guess I'm stepping on the boots one last time.
It was lies, we don't own my hair.
What? Because of slip-ons and What are you doing, bro? I don't call it laziness. I just saw that the things weren't really in the walkway, so I thought, why bother with something that's not in the way of someone getting up and down the porch?
Can't get in! He knows that.
Why are you operating that?
It's my camera. What the?
What else?
No, there. That's.
Get your ass out of there!
What is wrong with this world?
So the way now the door is locked. We can't turn it off. Oh, I needed that, bro.
Approach the bench, Miss Adams.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Now sit on my lap.
Okay.
There. Isn't that better? Now tell me what happened to you, baby, while I struck your leg.
Well, I was together with LeVar for a year, and he started acting real crazy. Hey, what are you doing?
Shh, woman, shh, calm down. I'm soothing you. It's part of the legal process. Now, Mr. Davis.
Yes, Judge Grady. I mean, we were together for a while. She was fine. She carries herself well. She's got big girls, if you know what I mean.
She sure does. I'm feeling her right now. Hold still, girl.
Well, she's evil and a cheater. She scratched my brand new truck. I needed a truck because I'm an accountant.
Is that so? You scratched his truck? His new accountancy truck? The kind of truck a man who works in an office buys so he can feel like a man again? What kind of woman scratches a man's truck? That's his manhood you're scratching. The very essence of his masculinity.
He sits outside my house all times of the night.
Mr. Minkov? Anybody here?
What have you got for me?
Not much. He keeps a clean house, he's got a computer.
Check his emails. Call back with any information that would indicate his current whereabouts.
There's an email that says he's meeting someone at Tulsa Street in Hove Beach.
Perfect. I'll send someone to pick up the hard drive. You go to Tulsa Street. Eliminate Minkov.
Whoa, killing is very different from gathering information.
You are acting in the interest of your new countrymen and keeping yourself out of prison. For once, this is a murder you don't have to feel confused about. Dispose of Minkov, then call me.
Like he isn't the father. I had to do everything on my own. I didn't sleep for 6 months.
You ain't telling me. I can tell by listening to you.
But I love my son.
When I met her, I was 24. She said she was 23, but she was really 13.
No, I didn't. I told you I was 13.
What is it, Bull Pro?
You told me it was okay because you were from South Carolina.
How do I know it's my baby anyhow?
Skyfall Mark 1.
Олег, ты испугал меня. Я даже подумал, что это человек.
Все, он меня дожидался. Пока, братан.
Is taking Miss Allen.
Part of me also doesn't want to leave his stream again. But I know he wants a free...
Is it advanced settings? What is it, Bull Pro? A new... Where do I put the new key? Where do I put the key in? Let's see here. Oh. Yeah, there you go. I found it. Okay. Do open up your web root. Hold on, guys. I have to. Wait. Instead of that, I can email you it. I can forward the email. Remember?
Then he has to find the email. Then he's got to go to the email first.
What? Hold on, guys. I only blocked out the screen only because I don't want you guys to be seeing this. There we go. I sent it to you. What is her email?
Don't have it, do you?
Hey Megan, what is yours? I'd say, do you use WebRoot?
Yeah, she is supposed to be.
But it doesn't have it on.
Well, that's what he wants to do, is give you WebRoot. I just paid for everybody to have one. Now take it.
I don't know your email.
Look at TikTok.
Wait a second, is it Queen? Queen Kidden? No, that doesn't pop up. How about Kidden? No, that ain't King's Island.
Hey, Papa, look what I sent on TikTok. It's a fluffy.
Okay, first can you tell me your email?
But you got the first you do your grandma's thing already?
Cree? What?
Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Aura. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever Googled your name on the internet and was a little shocked at the amount of personal information that was floating around? Well, that's because a nasty group of people known as data brokers exist, and they legally are allowed to sell your information to scammers, spammers, and all kinds of nefarious people. And that's where Aura comes in, because they do all of that for you. They navigate through all of the challenging, confusing minefields that are opt-out requests and data brokers. And ladies and gentlemen, beyond just doing all of that, they do a lot more when it comes to things like antiviruses, VPN services, password management, parental controls, even things like identity theft insurance, and all of that done through one simple app, not multiple apps out there. And again, all of this is at one easily affordable price as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have one or two of these tools, but Aura gives you all of these at a convenient price. So that allows you to focus on the things you care about versus worrying about things you probably shouldn't. Now, I value my privacy, and I hope you value yours too. So head on over to aura.com/SOG to start your 2-week free trial, also linking in the description below. That said, let's get on with today's video. Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today's gonna be a little wild technical video over here because, you know, ad block is one of those things that YouTubers probably will say, don't do it guys, whitelist me. Now me personally, I don't care. I just enjoy that you watch my videos. If I make a buck out of them, whatever, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Because of the adpocalypse, I moved most of my income streams outside of YouTube, and I diversified, because if anybody is a YouTuber, you probably understand if you do this full time that the YouTube ad system, or relying on ad revenue in any website, is a bit of a fickle thing. It can be stressful. But to understand, all right, ladies and gentlemen, ad block is one of those things that, again, for YouTubers, and I'm just going to state for the record here, I do not endorse on YouTube, mostly because it's actually against YouTube's terms of service, and I did talk about this a while back. That said, on the other hand, I do believe ad block is a necessary good for the general internet, right? Especially when you're browsing any random website or dealing with shady advertisements that exist all over. Now, me personally, I understand why ad block exists. I understand why ad blocking solutions exist, because the internet is far more malicious when it comes to advertisements in the last few years, okay? So I've covered things like malvertising, where I've shown you on actual, like, big search engines that just entering in popular software like OBS Studio and then being accidentally, like, thrown down into a hole where you click on an advertisement, right, that pretends to be OBS as an official product. You go to a phishing page, you download OBS, next thing you know, your actual YouTube channels and your accounts are hacked. Same thing with things like tracking networks, right? Obviously, when you browse the internet, you may put on incognito mode and think you're safe. You're really not. Or you might download the most privacy-focused browser. And you completely forget that the internet has trackers all over on every website, cross-site tracking you. If you go to website A, and then you go to website B, surprisingly, Google, Facebook, and a lot of the big tech companies already know where you're going, because most browsers, unfortunately, leave a pretty unique fingerprint. And so trackers exist to identify which specific browser fingerprint goes to which specific websites. And of course, the internet is creepy in general when it comes to it. Now, ad block exists to protect you from some of these malicious advertisements. And obviously, if you whitelist advertisements and YouTube channels, you'll see ads there. But in general terms for the internet, you'll be, I guess, relatively safe from some seriously malicious ads that are designed to trick you into actually giving up your information, or potentially leading you down places that can inject some pretty nasty things into your system, or expose you to bad areas. So instead of just downloading ad block, what about if we made our own ad block and we made it system network-wide? Now, the reason why network-wide is so important is obviously installing ad block or uBlock or a lot of these extensions on every single device isn't exactly feasible, and especially considering if you have multiple people living in your house, even older people that have no idea about how to even get these things working, you can automate the process for the most part by setting it up at the network level. And you even support devices that probably have internet internet browsers, but not the ability to support any crazy extensions that also get the benefit of ad blocking. Even if certain devices have restrictions on how you can place ad block, you can always set it at the network level. So when these devices request the internet, the ad blocker at the network level, the device we're setting up, blocks access immediately before the device would even touch a tracker or a shady malvertising link in the first place. But today I decided to go out and buy myself a Raspberry Pi, mostly because I never had one before. I'm going to turn it into a retro gaming console just for my living room television, but for this video, I'm going to turn it into something known as a Pi hole, okay? Now, a Pi hole is a specific device that connects to your network and all of your traffic routes through it, and what this device does is filters out all of the tracking URLs, the ads, so every device on your network gets the benefit of ad blocking without actually installing ad blockers. So how do we get this going? Well, ladies and gentlemen, get your Raspberry Pi, and this is where I got a device shipped to me. It came with a case, it came with an SD card with the operating system already installed. So I put this thing together, and lo and behold, I completely forgot that micro HDMI is a thing. So I sat in my car, drove to the nearest store, picked up a cable, and actually started the setup process. Now, if you don't buy the SD card from Raspberry Pi, you can buy individual components. You can buy a 32 gigabyte card, download a Raspberry Pi SD imaging tool, and just install the operating system and enable things like SSH, which is very important. So I connected this thing over to a monitor, connected a keyboard and mouse, went through the setup process, went to the actual system settings, the Raspberry Pi settings, enabled SSH, which allows us to connect to this device through any computer's terminal anytime down the road. Now, of course, to understand, okay, even beyond all of it, I made sure to give the Raspberry Pi its own IP address. Now, to understand, because we're installing the ad blocking system, you need to make sure the Raspberry Pi has a static IP address. Now, this step depends on which router that you have. Some of the options are a little different depending on which brand you're using. Now, I have an Asus router over here, the GT-AX 1100, and generally the idea is the same. You want to go to the LAN settings on your router, you want to find out where the DHCP server is, and you want to go all the way down and assign a manual IP address. So generally, you should be able to open a drop-down menu and find a Raspberry Pi, right? So by clicking on this, you can give it a static IP address. So in this situation, I gave it 192.168.50.68. Now, no matter what I do, every time I connect this device to this router, it will always give it this specific IP address versus randomly assigning one that can ruin this entire ad blocking, ad filtering system that we have. Now, at this moment in time, we're going to connect into our actual Raspberry Pi and install the Pi hole software. So using any terminal, and you don't need to use like Linux for this. If you're on Microsoft, you can use the Windows terminal, PowerShell, whatever. Macs, you can use a terminal. Linux, you can use a terminal. So the way that this works is most terminals will have something known as SSH, which allows you to tunnel in to any of these devices. Now, to understand, I want you to connect your Raspberry Pi with an Ethernet cord. Don't be using any Wi-Fi bullshit. That's going to make sure all of the speeds related to this process are bad. Ethernet over everything. Connected, dedicated, all right? It literally takes an extra 5 seconds of effort, okay? And a cable. That's it. So anyways, in this situation, you want to type in SSH, and my Raspberry Pi's login is honest, last name, and then you want to do add for, you know, what IP you're going with. And because our IP is 192.168.50.68, as soon as we enter, it'll ask you for a password. So whatever password you use to set up your Raspberry Pi, enter that in, and boys, we are connected. It says, I am connected to my Raspberry Pi. So at this moment in time, it's a matter of installing Pi-hole. So if you go to piehole.net, which is their website, they'll actually give you an installation. So click this install button, and it'll guide you through, again, the one-step automated install. So all you have to do is highlight all of this, copy that, and put it into your actual terminal. Once you hit enter, it'll go through, run a few checks, and then it'll start installing that installer. And then you can start proceeding with the actual situation. So again, it'll take a couple minutes depending on how updated your system is. but you're going to just be fine, okay? It'll go through all of these necessary steps, and you're just going to wait until it actually gives you the setup guide. So once you get over here, you'll see this blue screen. This installer will transform your device into a network-wide ad blocker. Oh boy! All right, let's get this started, all right? So first things first, you hit OK. It'll ask you, hey man, this is a free project, so if you got some money, donate it, all right? Feel free. You don't have to worry. You do it if you want at your own risk. So again, static IP needed. The Pi-hole is a server, so it needs a static IP. We already gave it a static IP, buckos, so all we have to do is basically hit continue. So here it'll ask you which interface do you want. Because we're using the Ethernet, we're not using wireless LAN, make sure it's set to ETH0. So hit enter, and it's going to ask you, what is my upstream DNS provider? Now, you can go with Quad9, you can go with Google, you can go with whatever, but just to make it easier for us right now, we're going to pick Cloudflare, okay? That's a pretty default option right there. And of course, it's going to rely on third-party lists in order to block advertisements. So again, just hit yes and continue going. And then it's going to ask you, do you want the admin web interface if you want to configure? Obviously, we need yes. A web server is required. Do you want to install the actual modules? Hit yes. Now, again, it's going to ask you if you want to enable query logging. So this is like if you're somebody that really wants to make sure you have no logs enabled, hit no. But just for, again, general sanity's sake, we're going to hit yes to this. So it's going to say select a privacy mode for FTL. So you got show everything, hide domains and clients, and anonymous mode. So again, just for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go with show everything. So at this moment in time, it's going to go through an extra few set of steps and install the Pi-hole stuff. And it's basically going through the hardest job for you. And what comes next will be a little easier to manage. I promise you, you do not have to use this scary looking terminal for too long, okay? So over here, it's going to ask you, configure your devices to use the Pi-hole as their DNS server. So again, this is going to be your IP for your Raspberry Pi that we dynamically set, 192.168.50.68. And of course, you want to make sure that the DNS server for devices that you're using are connected to the Pi-hole. So there is, again, there is a bit of, user maintenance required, but we'll get to it. So it's going to give you a password here, _NXV1_U. So what you want to do is you want to open up a text editor, grab a piece of paper, write this down somewhere, okay? This is going to be your actual password, and obviously you can change this, but for now that's what's generated. So write that down and keep it somewhere. So this moment in time, 192.168.50.68/admin. And as you enter it, you'll see this cool web page interface right here. So that password we literally just copied and saved, put that in there, and log in, and this is what your actual interface looks like. So again, a lot simpler than the terminal that we were looking at. So again, first things first, let's change some passwords around on the web interface. Now before you get rid of that terminal and close it out, if you want to change the password, go to sudo pi-hole, type it in the terminal, -a-p. Alright, so again, hit enter, it's going to tell you enter a new password. So enter whatever password you want, confirm it, just add the extra safety. And once that password is set, you can finally close that terminal. So now if you go to the admin panel over here, you can just basically log out and just confirm it for yourself. So enter in the password, you're now connected into your Pi-hole. So right now, Pi-hole isn't actually, it's not running. We're not using it at the moment. So first things first, you want to actually look at a few settings over here. So here's your logs, your query logs, long-term data. So if you want to look at things like graphics, for instance, you can. You've got your groups, you've got devices, you've got domains, and of course, you've got ad lists. So right now there's one, but if you want to add more lists, like block lists, ad lists, you absolutely can. If you want to add specific URLs, you specifically can go for that, okay? So first things first, you want to add some extra ad lists to make sure that this is more efficient than what you have as a default. So right here is a website, and this is one of many, firebog.net, which is the big block list collection. So of course they say the internet is full of unsavory content, advertisers wanting to sell you stuff you don't need, trackers extracting and selling your data as if it was oil. So what this is an easy list where you can just add links to effectively, protect your system and add more efficient block lists. So for instance, suspicious list, you've got advertising lists, you've got tracking, malicious, so on and so forth. So in order to add one of these, we're going to go over here and click any of these links. So these are just text files. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these, we're going to hit copy, and inside the address list, we're going to hit paste, and we're going to add that in. So of course, it successfully adds an ad list over here, and all you basically can see is when you open some of these lists up, you can see that it's blocking a whole chunk of actual advertisements right over here. So once that's done, you want to go to your ad list, and where it says update your gravity list, click this little link, hit update, and it's going to just basically download those lists and integrate them into your system. So now when you go to dashboard, you'll start to notice the number on the domains blocked is just piling on. Now, if for any reason you want to disable tracking briefly, there are options to the left-hand side to disable by 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, or indefinitely. So just remember this is where it's at. Now, let's actually connect a device to the Pi-hole. So now that Pi-hole is up and running, let's actually connect our devices and get things going. Now, if you're using something like Windows 11, go to your network and internet settings, go to change adapter properties, and start editing your IP settings. Now inside your IP settings, you're going to find a preferred DNS, and over here you're going to manually configure those DNS settings. So our preferred DNS is the Pi-hole IP 192.168.50.68, and then the alternate's going to be anything of your choosing. I picked Quad 9, which is 9.9.9.9. You can go with whatever you want. Now, where you put your what you put for your DNS is the IP address of your actual Pi-hole. So 192.168.50.68 in our example. Now, if you're like, well, Mudo, fuck me, do I have to do this for every goddamn device? No, that would be a serious hemorrhoid in your ass, okay? That wouldn't be fun now, would it? So what you can do is you can go into the DHCP settings of your router, and each of these are individual, so you might want to just Google specifically how to do it. So again, going back to the router, if you remember where we entered the static IP, usually in the DHCP server settings here, now what's more important is again where it asks you DNS and WIN server settings. So by putting the actual DNS servers here, this is what's going to be passed on to the actual devices as they connect. So you don't need to be modifying DNS servers for every device that you have. So over here in your DNS server, you want to put 192.168.50.68 or whatever the IP of your Pi-hole is. And in the DNS server too, you want to put whatever you want an alternate backend to be. So I did Quad 9, which is 9.9.9.9. I believe Google is 1.1.1.1, so if you want to go with Google's, you can. I picked Quad 9. There's no reason specific, I just did it out of preference. So again, look up whatever DNS you're comfortable with and go there. The alternative, if you want to set up your own DNS, and maybe I'll make a video for that later because I think it's important, then feel free to put anything like that in. But generally, I think Quad 9 is probably the best option to go for, okay? And once you're done with this, all you do is apply, and now it should basically auto-default this to any device you connect. So now you should start to see this reflected under your Pi-hole. Now if you look at the clients here, the 31 active clients, you can start to see that it's actually taking every device. And as long as you see this check under uses Pi-hole, that means whatever device it detects is actually feeding itself through the Pi-hole system, and the trackers are being killed as these devices hit. So again, the big benefit of this is if you want to stop tracking and somebody's on your network, or somebody just connects in, this whole thing gives blanket coverage, which ultimately is again better than nothing. So this is exactly what you want, and this is a healthy looking situation. If you don't see green across the board, that means at some point a device is connecting that doesn't benefit from this entire setup that you have. Now, at this moment in time, you're effectively done setting up your Pi-hole server, so it's not really that complicated. It's actually a really fun process, but then again, my definition of fun is a little bit different than yours, I would assume. But to be honest, you might be wondering, why not just use a browser or an ad blocking extension? Again, the idea of doing this is that you have more control over your ad blocking solution, and your entire network is safer from not just ad blocks, but also trackers and various other solutions. Look, instead of relying on a million different browsers and like a whole bunch of different extensions, you set this up once, and again, it's not a set up and forget it for the most part. There is some maintenance, like you might want to add an extra list here or there, but once you get this basically up front and going, any device that connects in automatically gets fed through this system. And once that occurs, that means that your device is instantly blocking. Now, I want to stress that this solution isn't entirely something that can stand just on its own. It's meant to be used as a conjunction, right? So again, the goal here is not necessarily to, stop those ads. Look, if you're trying to stop like YouTube advertisements or video advertisements or Spotify ads, well, a lot of those advertisements now run off of the same servers and domains that videos and music play off of. So by actually using this in an aggressive fashion, you can actually ruin your video watching experience on the internet. So if you want to stop ads, you might want to go for YouTube Premium as a good option, or you might want to go for like Spotify's premium option. It really is up to you, depending on how much you invest into those services. Remember, these services are free because of advertisements out there. This entire setup is entirely more gated towards the idea of stopping cross-site tracking or tracking in general, which I find to be very weird and just degenerate in general, and a lot of private information gets leaked out and a lot of profiles get built without the user really knowing. So having something like a Pi-hole, whether it be running on a Raspberry Pi, whether it be running on a computer, whether it be running on a NAS, it's something you definitely want to have in your arsenal to protect yourself on the internet against shady tracking and especially against shady malvertising, which this is more what this device is geared to attack. And you want to use it in conjunction with maybe a real ad blocking solution out there. Remember, at the end of the day, the FBI and a lot of agencies would prefer you use these kind of tools to protect yourself against fraud. So with that said, yeah, this is a pretty awesome option, and honestly, I recommend you go through it, 100%. So yeah, the world of internet advertisements are dangerous, and sometimes you need a condom to protect you when you're connecting to the internet. So this is effectively how to set up a digital condom. That said, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's videos, let me know in the comment section below. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like it, dislike it. I am out.
Someone with something to lose, but not much to live for.
What's in it for me?
Two things. One, you don't get 100 murders pinned on you. Two, maybe I will help you. Maybe I won't. Now get access to a police computer and wait for my message. Go.
I don't need a car to get you, idiot! No way out, Gabba!
Wait, what? What the hell is that? It ignored me. Maybe it was hungry too. Oh look, it dropped something. Ah, it's an ad for the Swashbuckler Spectacular Show. That penguin had a whole bunch of these stuffed in its backpack. So it's passing out flyers, huh? How cute. A carrier penguin distributes flyers? We could use one of those for our office. Swashbuckler flyer. An advertisement showing an orca dressed up like a pirate. It was dropped by a penguin. I'll tell you though, I do really like the theme for this aquarium, like the music that's playing in the background. And you know what the music is kind of similar to? The music is kind of similar to Mega Man Legends 2. Mega Man Legends 2, there's an underwater ruin, and it kind of reminds me a lot of it. And I'm really curious whether they kind of mix the themes with that. Well, can't keep the client waiting. We better get going. Yeah, you're right. Time to roll up our sleeves. Okay. Is this the scene of the murder? July 20th, ship-shape aquarium. Huh? I don't see Sasha. Ah, are you two the lawyers Miss Buckler mentioned? Detective Fulbright, are you the lead detective on this case? That's right. As long as evil exists in this world, there will be no rest for me. And who is your sea urchin-like friend, there? I don't believe we've met. Is he talking about me? I'm the defendant's lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Well, I'm Detective Bobby Fulbright. People don't usually get to see this area. It's now only open now because of the investigation. You two are pretty lucky to get this peek behind the scenes of an aquarium. Lucky, right. This guy is even louder than Apollo. So where is the suspect being questioned? And where is Miss Buckler? Here, I mean, me buckos. Okay, eek! Ah, shiver me timbers, there be one of the dread pirate, Nostish's scurvy swabs. I beg your pardon, I'm not anyone's swab, scurvy or otherwise. More shameless than a sea lion ye be trying to make off with me, best bucko. If you want to pick a fight with us, you best bring along an army of great white sharks. Okay, the whale's talking too. Sasha, what's going on here? Let me introduce you. This is the friend I was telling you about. Her name is Aura Shipley. But she only responds to Orla, so that's what people call her. I'm her traitor. She's a suspect in the murder, but she never hurt anybody. What? You've got to be kidding me. Like, the whale is accused of murder? She's the suspect?
I found this place.
Yeah, and thank goodness you came before they put her down.
Dispose of them all. We're doing a favor for our comrades in the East.
You better start doing me some favors soon.
I don't have any words. I'm really grateful to the two of you. I just know you'll save Orla. What? Don't tell me you didn't even know who your client was. And Orca is the suspect? Our client is an orca? Is this for real? Oh, did I forget to mention that? That's one very big oopsie. By the way, what was that mustache with that mustache earlier? Oh, this be part of me costume for the Swashbuckler Spectacular. Would I be wearing the mustache, I'd be one of Captain Orla's swashbucklers. The transformation is dramatic as a puffer fish, wouldn't you say? I don't think I would ever say that. It's a pirate-themed aquarium, so that's why Orla is wearing a pirate hat, right? Yup, she really loves wearing hats. She puts them all on all the time. But her fake mustache keeps falling off. That's a problem. I see. Well, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit more about Orla? Orla the orca. So you're really serious about me defending Orla? Of course I am. You're the only one who can do it, Phoenix. I heard you once questioned an animal during a trial, and that got your client off the hook. Yeah, the thing about that's in the case number 3. Case number 3 in the original Phoenix Wright games. I remember that that it's Miles Edgeworth gets accused, and what happens is one of the people that's to testify is a parrot. Parrot is brought in to testify, But here's the thing, when Ace Attorney had that case, the parrot, I don't know if they were making fun of a case that happened a long time ago, but there actually was a real-life case, a real-life murder case, where a parrot was actually the witness to the murder. I'm not joking, that actually did happen. It's really sad what happened, but it's just really ridiculous with just a parrot being a witness to the crime. But it did happen. Basically, when parrots repeat themselves, parrots don't understand what they're saying. They just repeat generally what people teach them or what they hear from other people. But anyways, this parrot witnessed.
Hold up, guys. I just sorry, guys. I just want to. On my phone, I'm going to be.
The murder. So this guy was basically shot to death, and the parrot that was the guy's owner had basically witnessed it. And how did the parrot identify the killer? Well, the killer was apparently the guy's ex-girlfriend. So she was pissed off at him for some reason, I don't know why, and she came over to the house and shot and killed him. And what happened is the parrot was repeating the guy's last words, which the guy's last words were basically saying his ex-girlfriend's name, saying, please don't shoot me, and his ex-girlfriend's name. And so that was actually brought in as testimony, or at least evidence, not technically testimony, but evidence into the trial. That was used. It was very controversial, but the police were able to actually use that as part of the case in order to arrest the ex-girlfriend and charge her with murder. But yeah, that's it. So a parrot did actually help solve a case once. No way you did that? I might have tried something like that at one point in my career. Oh, you're gonna have to tell me about this later, or I'll ask Apollo for all the juicy details. When I heard you didn't discriminate against animals, I knew you'd hear me out. I have to warn you though, I don't know anything about orcas. I mean, they don't eat people, do they? Yikes, I think I made her mad. I won't have you talk that way in front of Orla. Orcas have feelings too, you know. Yeah, boss, they have emotions just like we do. So sorry, is anger the only feeling I inspire in women? Don't worry, she says she forgives you. Besides, orcas are very picky eaters. Orla here only eats fish. The captain went to feed Orla this morning, and then he was found dead in this very room. But why is the orca being suspected? Could you tell us more about his death? About the murder. So the owner of the aquarium, Jack Shipley, was discovered murdered. Yeah, it was about 10:10 this morning, just after the aquarium opened. A visitor was viewing the orca pool from visitor's corridor and screamed. The orca pool is this tank here. Yeah, that's right. This pool is built so the guests can see into it from the corridor on the first floor. So they can see from the first floor, and then the second floor. The security guard and I heard the scream and came running into this pool room, where we found the captain dead at the side of the pool in his swashbuckler costume. He was as big and tough as an old crocodile, the captain. I still can't believe that. What's the cause of death? Mr. Shipley was very important to you, wasn't he? Sorry, I didn't mean to get all sad, goldfish on you. Sad goldfish. Okay, time to snap her out of it. When it's showtime, it's time to smile. That's what the captain always said. By the way, do you know why exactly Orla is being accused of the crime? Why is Orla accused? Can you think of any reason why Orla would come under suspicion? The police think Orla went berserk during practice for the Swashbuckler Spectacular. Well, Orla would never do anything like that, right, Orla? Ah, just look at that face. Isn't she adorable? The charges just have to be false. Hate to break it to you, but the police don't usually base their decisions on cuteness. And now here's the thing. When animals attack people at circuses or zoos, if they like attack the caretaker, if an animal attacks a person that, you know, if there's like an idiot who like jumps into like a pen with an animal and the animal attacks the person, it depends on the situation. The zoo is obviously going to defend the person's life. You know, they're gonna try to stop the animal, but the question is what happens to the animal afterwards. If it's like an idiot that jumps into the pen, because that's happened before, idiots jump into, like, you know, zoo pens and animals attack them. It depends on the situation. Sometimes the animal is allowed to stay, you know, back in the pen. Other times it's put down. But in a circus or a zoo, if an animal attacks a caretaker, if it attacks one of the circus people or attacks a caretaker at a zoo, if that happens, the animal is almost always put down afterwards. The reason the animal is put down is because it's too dangerous to keep it there. Because if it's attacked a caretaker that's with it, it can really attack anyone. So it's too dangerous to keep it at that. That's why animals are put down. That's why the in the original Ace Attorney games, there was one case, I forget the case name, but it was at a circus, and there was like a lion that bit this guy, and bit into his head, and then another guy, his brother, tried to stop him, and the lion wasn't actually aggressive. The reason the lion ended up biting the guy's head was because he was wearing a scarf that actually had pepper on it. A person had actually put pepper on that as a joke, and the lion had sneezed, and it accidentally bit him. But the lion had to be put down in that case afterwards. And something like that would very much happen, is that circus animals are put down afterwards if they attack somebody, and also for zoo, is that because it's just too dangerous to keep them there. They've attacked somebody, they can do it again at that point. That's right, we base them on facts. Take a look at this. Photo of the victim, huh? He's got a wound in his head. Very perceptive. The victim and the orca were the only ones here. What's more, we couldn't find a weapon of any kind around. Photo of the body, a crime scene photo taken in the orca pool room. It's hard to make out the details of the body. But don't you have an autopsy report? Like, what's the cause of death? So what's the theory on how Orla supposedly killed the victim? They say orcas sometimes kill their prey by ramming into them underwater. We believe this orca did that just by pulling the victim into the 65-foot pool. And then ramming him while they were in the water. Without any suspect besides Orla, this could be one tough case. Orca pool diagram. Cross-section view of the first and second floor sections of the orca pool. This pool is about 65 feet deep. Well, that's really deep. 65 feet is really deep. We had in my parents' house, we had a 6-foot pool in the backyard, and that.
I got to get my headphones going. My Bluetooth earbuds just ran out of juice. Hey GoPro, when are we going to see more of Undead Unlock, or is that all that there's available?
that was like pretty much right up to my my head. So it's like yeah. So it's so that 65 feet. I know that's gonna be a big tank. No official autopsy has been ordered, but an orca attack makes sense. Why hasn't one been ordered? Accidental death due to a failure to exercise proper oversight over an animal. The medical examiner said it wasn't a homicide, so we don't need an autopsy. No. You always do an autopsy. You always do one. You can't do something like that. You can't say, oh, it's an accidental death, so we're not going to do an autopsy. You have to always do an autopsy. An autopsy is basically the coroner's report on you know, how the victim died. You can't do that. So Orla's going to be put down without a proper investigation? That isn't fair. There's nothing short of police negligence, Detective Fulbright. The incident wasn't determined a homicide, so there's nothing we can do, Miss Sykes. Even when there's accidental deaths, you still do autopsies. You do autopsies for pretty much everything. Ordinarily, the owner of the aquarium will be held responsible for the oversight failure. But the owner is the victim himself, so all we can do is hold the orca responsible. Phoenix, isn't there anything you can do? They're going to put Orla down. Sasha and Orla are depending on me. I want to do everything I can to help them. How do I help an orca? Wait.
It's the hit anime film of the year.
Princess Robot Bubblegum.
Poorly dubbed in English from the Japanese.
Now we make a love like a trash can.
Princess Robot Bubblegum and the Horny Radioactive Plant. In trendy theaters now.
WKTT 1066, because now that the Cold War is over, it's time to fight with ourselves.
Justice is a game. Just like the game of chicken, you've got to go full steam ahead and hope the other person runs out of energy or money first. It takes money to play the game right and get out on top.
In this court, it's a world where good deeds go undone. Morality is severely punished, and random luck can destroy your life. I'm Judge Grady, and this is Just or Unjust.
The excitement of a court show.
He kicked me in the stomach, Your Honor!
The injustice of an American courtroom.
I think the wetlands are overprotected anyway. I fine you $1 million for wasting the court's time, you activist scum.
The tension of a desperate network television show.
I don't care what your definition of sodomize is. I'm gonna show you mine.
All packed together with the incredible excitement of a game show.
Do you love money? Do you? Do you?
Yes.
Well then, unbutton that blouse.
This is Just or Unjust. Real plaintiffs and defendants in a radio court of law.
Okay, let's get on with this. Welcome to my courtroom. I'm Judge Grady. Let's get some justice. Right. Today, we've got Williams-Jones against Williams-Jones. Case number 453. Let's get going. I've already read your opening statements.
Judge Grady, my name is Lori Williams-Jones. I've been married to my husband Chuck for 2 years, and all he does is play that wizard online game, Loot and Wank. He plays until 2 in the morning sometimes. When he comes to bed, he's all grabbing my ass and treating me like a troll, screaming, 2 damage, 2 damage. Check that ass in the air, troll. I'm about to get aggro. Can you...
Yes, I can do this. Find the real killer. Defend Orla in court. Set Orla free. Defend Orla in court. I got my badge back now, so I know exactly what I have to do. I'll defend Orla in court. Huh? Even an Orca deserves a fair trial. If the one responsible for Orla is dead, I'll take responsibility for her. You what? I guess doing crazy things just once in your career wasn't enough, huh? But what the heck, I'll take responsibility for her too. Are you two insane? This is a case of accidental death caused by an animal. It's not a murder case. With no evidence of foul play, this case will never go to court. Then let us investigate the crime scene. If we can prove this was a murder, we might be able to take it to trial. And then Orla would certainly need the help of a few good lawyers. I guess so. But who's ever heard of a trial for a killer whale? Just because it's never been done before doesn't mean we can't do it now. But... Please, Detective Fulbright, for justice's sake. Oh, she said the magic word. The police have determined that an animal that has harmed a human should be put down. But I don't know for sure whether that was just a just decision. If your sense of justice compels you to take on the defense of this animal, then my sense of justice tells me to let this case be re-examined for possible merit. You mean it? Really? That's fantastic. You're not such a bad guy after all, Detective Fulbright. Just remember, this case hasn't been officially recognized as a homicide yet. I'll get in touch with the prosecutor's office, but I'm not making any promises. Anyway, I better be off. So I kind of see why this case never made it into the main game. It's kind of ridiculous. You're defending a whale. But still, I don't understand why it's a special episode. But it's not like it's not a bad case. It's just weird. That's just what I'll say about it. You two are our lifeboat. I'll be right here if you need me. Thanks. I've got a feeling we really need your help with this investigation. We're still not sure if it'll go to trial, but as Orla's lawyers, we'll do everything we can. To get this case in the court, we'll need a prosecutor to make an indictment. So we have to find enough evidence to prove it's a criminal case. There just has to be something that shows the culprit was somebody other than Orla. Detective Fulbright said there were no weapons in the area other than her. So we better look for something to prove him wrong. I better make a note of that so I don't forget. You sure are organized, boss. Maybe I should get a notebook of my own. I just like to jot notes down on the case in the court record as I go along. We can use that sort of to-do list. Great idea. I'll add things too. And whenever we're stuck, we can just refer to the notes. Read my notes. I just open the court record, R1. And then flip them with L1 and R1. There. Note jotted. Now let's investigate this crime scene. There has to be some evidence here we can use in court. Examining the crime scene from every angle is the key here. That's right. If we change our perspective, we might come across new evidence. Let's first see what we can find using L. Okay. When we're ready, we can use left-right to change our perspectives. Or if there's a particular spot that's got your attention, get right up to it and look away. Like that outline of the body in the far right there. Of course, talking to everybody involved is one of the keys to a good investigation. Exactly. And if we present items to people, we might learn even more. Right. Now, it all boils down to furrow legwork. Well, let's get started. Okay. Let's see. Setting sun. Sunsets always remind me how quickly the day goes by. Oh, boss. It's just a painted backdrop, you know. Down, Athena. Of course I know. Guess they use it for a swashbuckler spectacular. It looks handmade. Oh, I just got an idea. Why don't we make our own not guilty backdrop and present it to the judge when things aren't going our way? No, we put psychological pressure on the judge by hanging it behind a defendant. I almost want to see how the judge would respond to that. Orla's not going to notice me from here. I better move around to the front. Oh look, there's a ball in the water. Is that another prop for the show? That's one of Orla's toys. She plays volleyball with it. It's usually in the bin. I guess I must have forgotten to put it away yesterday. Wow, wish I could play volleyball with Orla. You have as much fight in you as a mean old lobster. I like it. There aren't many people who want to be on the receiving end of Orla's fast ball. Or fast ball. Yeah, she likes to be naughty and slam the ball into things around the pool. You should hear the sound that ball makes when it crashes into stuff. Well, maybe some other time. She suddenly went from fighting lobsters to reluctant hermit crab.
Well, he must be in there, Nico. Dispose of them all. We're doing a favor for
Hey,
our
there's a
comrades.
cannon in the shape of a shark.
You better start
I'd love
doing
to try
me
firing
some
that thing.
favors soon.
Are those cannonballs supposed to look like fish eggs or something? But why fish eggs? Why not baby sharks? Think about how crazy it would be to have sharks go flying through the air. Watch a thrilling life or death struggle as the little tykes fighting to stay alive out of the water. I can see it now, the drama of the Matrix, the whirlwind of heat. Tornado of sharks, not even Hollywood could conjure up something that insane. Neat and a plastic tube suspended from the ceiling? Talk about classy decor. I guess Orla really likes meat. They fed her such large chunks, though. Oh, orcas are carnivores. You knew that, right? Of course, silly. I love meat, too. Protein is your body's basic building block, after all. But that meat is made out of rubber. I doubt Orla could really eat it, even if she wanted to. You mean to tell me she jumps all the way up there and doesn't get her reward? That poor girl, after all that effort. I don't think Orla's as dumb as you think she is. The doors are slightly open, and there are police officers standing guard outside. I guess they're watching to make sure we don't try any funny business. Well, now that you said it, I suddenly feel the urge to do something. How about if I suddenly break out some squat exercises? That'll be pretty funny. Yeah, that might cause a few raised eyebrows in ways you don't want, Athena. What a mess. Was all this stuff knocked over when the victim struggled with his killer? It's possible, but it will be hard to prove. Let's take a closer look, shall we? So this is where the body was found, huh? If they suspected Orla, maybe they found some evidence of an attack on the victim.
Yes. Then you are that much closer.
Orla didn't attack the captain, she loved him. The captain rescued Orla when she was little, after she got beached on the shore. He tried to release her into the ocean, but she kept coming back. I can tell Orla's sad about losing the captain. She's just not her usual ship herself. Orla must really love this aquarium and the captain. She's the only one around here big and strong enough to play with the big, tough captain. Every day she made a point of headbutting him and stealing his hat. Yikes, I guess you weren't kidding when you said the captain was a really strong guy. Swords? Look at all this stuff scattered everywhere. I see some swords. Wonder if they have anything to do with the case. They're made of rubber. I doubt they could be used as a weapon. But I still bet if someone got whipped with one, it would still sting quite a bit. Yeah, I guess it would. But I think I could stand the pain. Yeah, good for you. Oh look, there's a blow up a dolphin and an anchor too. Mr. Wright, are you even listening to me? Stop looking at those toys. Yikes. Yeah, guess I've been caught red-faced.
Nico, I think Roman has been kidnapped. I heard he owes some Russians money. A friend of mine saw him at that car club on House Street.
He owed them money?
He never told me anything. I heard they took him to a warehouse off Montauk and Bohan Industrial.
I'll check it out.
Doesn't look like the ladder goes all the way down to the bottom of the pool. But there's usually water in the pool, so it doesn't need to. So apparently the pool spans all floors. Ordinarily, visitors only get to see what they can from the first floor. But they said on TV that they sometimes get behind-the-scenes tours. Sounds like that swashbuckler spectacular show you reported is really coming in handy. What's this? Looks like the control panel for that crane has
crossed the line.
There sure are lots of buttons. When I see this many buttons, I start to get fidgety. I know what you mean. you start itching to push them,
I
right?
got your message, Dimitri.
Nah, I start
Piece of
itching to make
shit.
psychological study
You're a
people
dead
who
man.
want to push buttons.
A dead man.
Need I
Before
remind
you die,
you
I'm
that
going
I'm
to
your
cut your
boss,
face
not
off.
your
Then I'm going to hang
kingpin.
it on my wall to remind me what a lying,
found any evidence
cheating,
yet. This isn't
treacherous scumbag looks like. Goodbye, friend.
It's too far away to get a good look. Better get a little closer first. Yikes! Look at that huge octopus. It's missing an arm. Must be a show prop. One of its legs is missing too. Yeah. Would it be exciting to take on a huge enemy like that? I'd like to give it a try myself. As a lawyer, that is. You know you have an insufficient number of limbs to out-object it, right? And the thing is, I think that octopus, I think that they actually grow their legs back. So if one of their legs actually gets cut off, I think that they actually grow back, which is kind of crazy. Is that show makeup above Orla's eyes? That's right. It's a starfish. Kind of makes her look like a punk-rocking pirate, don't you think? Punk rock pirate killer whale grown. It's official. Society's on the run to ruin. On the road to ruin. Well, I think Orla's one hot rockfish. Speaking of rockin', how do you get Orla to do what you want during the show? I give her signals with this whistle. Oh, but I didn't hear anything just now. It sounds out of the range of human hearing, just like a dog whistle. Orcas have better hearing than people do. They can even hear the whistle underwater. That's so cool. I wish I could give commands to Orla. Anybody can do that. All they'd have to do is learn the signals. Here, Athena, you can have one of our whistles. Consider it present. A whistle for issuing instructions to Orla. Anyone can use one to command her as long as they know the right signals. I'm really curious if that's the murder. That Orla actually did kill the captain, but it wasn't Orla's fault. That somebody had probably given her instructions to do something, which probably ended up hitting the captain. Gee, thanks. As for the actual commands, I'm afraid I can't teach them to you. They're top secret. I guess that's about it. Under different circumstances, I would have loved to watch Buster Spectacular. The three of us always performed the show together. Me, Orla, and the captain. Today's show has been canceled, but we could put on a little performance for you now.
And now we have... I will kill you!
We need Captain Orla Swashbucklers. We love to sail the seven seas. We've come to rout that mangy blackguard red pirate and Mustache. Vast, there he be, Mustache himself. Prepare to feed the fish. Am I playing the role of Mustache? Well, Sasha has a stash, and you don't, so I guess so. Hit him with your water cannon, Captain, and spare no quarter.
You're in my sight now! Come on! Die, you shit!
Ah! We swim through storms and waves, all because you see, grand treasure and adventures waiting, just for me. Wow, that was awesome. Your performance packed quite a load. Yeah, I for one feel like I took quite a beating. Sorry about that. Can't have a show about a bad guy role, right? But a singing orca, huh? Must have been tough to train her to do that. That's Orla's best trick. You can only sing one song, though. Well, still got one up on a pianist who can't even play one song. Well, now that we've had a taste of the show, we better do some more investigating. Good idea. Let's get to the Aqua Tunnel. Aqua Tunnel.
I'll just say that there was some
July 20, ship-shape aquarium. Aqua Tunnel. So, you all done investigating the pool already? had a good look around, but now we're moving on to other areas. How is the police investigation going? Did you, say for example, find the other suspects besides Orla? Ha 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 ha. Wouldn't that be fortunate for you if we did, but no, I'm afraid not. And even more unfortunate for you. I'm afraid we found decisive evidence of Yorka's guilt. What? Please tell us more, detective. Proof Yorka did it. So what's the decisive evidence? Don't hold it out on us for now, Detective Fulbright. I'm very sorry, but I can't share classified information with the defense. Well, you kind of, I guess... you have to kind of tell, in a way, I guess... I mean, if you found the evidence right away, you don't have to tell the defense. But it's, the defense has to know before the trial, though, what they're up against. I also love Detective Fulbright's theme. Especially not security footage that shows the moment the Orca attacked the victim. Yup, I'm to personally see to it that this baby stays safe. It'll never leave my side. Excuse me, but there's a call for you, Detective.
That has nothing to do with your
I'll be right there. Sorry, guys. You know how it is.
There's Wi-Fi and there's data service.
Well, he never said that he wouldn't leave its side, I guess. Now, let's sneak a peek.
Alright, and after we open up and then...
This is a video of the murder? What the? What is the... What am I looking at exactly? Is this supposed to be the moment Orla attacked the victim?
I don't want it undone. What are you doing?
Whatever you're gonna do, you
security footage added to the court record. Video showing Orca pool from the visitor's corridor. The footage starts at the aquarium's 10 a.m. opening time. This little bit of footage doesn't prove anything. I agree. I believe in Orla and Sasha. Let's just continue with our investigation. Good idea. Huh? There's a sticker on the camera that says, "Return to the pub of danger." Guess somebody there manages the cameras. Let's check it out later. Sorry about that. Prosecutor Blackwell called to remind me to go feed Taka. So, where were we? Oh, that's right. You two, got any more questions for me? No, we're good. Thank you for leaking all your info.
Yeah, I definitely needed that.
I wonder, could I present him with this? Oh, I have nothing to say about that. If you're lawyers of any merit, you'll find the answers for yourselves. Well, we kind of already did, but what am I watching here? I don't understand. This is the whale rammed into like a rock? Is that the captain there? No, I don't think that's the captain.
Just not that way.
Oh yeah.
July 25th Aquarium. Bubble Beach. This looks like one of those hands-on exhibits. It has real air of danger, don't you think? Well, the banner does say the pub of danger. Let's see. Port a pub where pirates gather, explore, and interact with seekers. Actually feel electric eels and feel eat real piranhas. Experience the terror of the seas with these dangerous experiments. All of those sound less like terror and more like torture. I think you can keep it down there, Blue Boy. I'm conducting an experiment. Do not disturb me, unless you wish to be zapped from electric eel. Wait a second. That's her. That's her right there in the camera. My apologies, ma'am. Wow, this is intense. Excuse me, but who are you? Before you ask others, shouldn't you give your name first? Basic manners, young lady. Oh, yes, of course. My name is... Never mind. I will simply call you Yellow Girl. It's easier that way. I'm Norma de Plume. I'm very interested in fish experience and frequent. But I don't want to be Yellow Girl. You think I want to be called Blue Boy? Let's see what she has to say. That's an Easter egg right there. When he says, you think I want to be called Blue Boy, Megan wants to be called Blue Boy. By a lot of the characters. Okay, talk. Norma the Plume. You say you're interested in the aquarium, but you don't look like a staff member. let's see. I've got it. You're someone completely unrelated to this aquarium. That's some deductive reasoning there, champ. I'm a visitor, a patron, customer, I guess. And what might you be? I'm not a what? I'm a lawyer. Hey, that's what I was going to say. And I run a law. Well, whatever you are, I don't have the slightest... Just who does she think she is, boss? Visitor, a patron, a customer, a guest, forever? Why you're here? I thought they closed the aquarium and you weren't letting members of the public in. Oh, but I have special permission, you see. And why exactly is that, if I may ask? Let me guess, there was a witness at the trial? Well, because the incident that heavens, I said too much. Incident, Oh, Cyclops. Oh, she's lying. She's withholding information. I remember this. Cyclops. Huh? Psychedelic clock? Cyborg clock? What? No. Cyclops. How can I get the camo? Gives me the ability to see a secret lock in his heart. If I can remove the locks, I can uncover the secret. I didn't know you had a magical item like that. It looks like this lady knows something about what's happening. I'll just use my MAGA camera to remove the Cyclops. Huh? I can't see the Cyclops anymore. Oh, the color of that stone looks different from before. That's funny. It needs to do that. It can do that? Yeah. A certain girl I know poured her spiritual power into it for me. Without that power, I can't undo the Cyclops. That's Maya. No way. Why do I have to keep quiet about it anyway? I've never been any good at keeping secrets. But I did promise after all, so I guess I had better keep my mouth shut. Who did you promise what to? No comment. Now go away. Just when I thought we could find out more about the case. Let's go try to find some other way. I'm sure we'll find something.
Thank you, cousin! You saved my life!
We should get out of here.
Don't thrust that under my nose. I won't watch it. Are you usually pretty photogenic, Miss DePlume? Of course I am. I've been compared to a movie star. It's a little wonder of my perfect makeup and stylish figure, wouldn't you agree? She wants me to agree. Let's get a woman's opinion on this one. What? You're asking me? Well, let's see. I do think you're very pretty, Miss DePlume. I get the distinct impression your words are full of hidden meaning.
To discuss his decision.
Well, I wouldn't say full so much as full-figured. Fina, I'd stop right there if I were you. The Cyclops.
Who were those men? What happened? That seemed like a lot of protection.
I thought they closed the aquarium and weren't letting members of the public in.
You're
oh,
right.
but I have special permission.
Then
Why
they
exactly
found
is
out
that
my name. They connected me to you and what happened in Hove Beach. Dmitry Raskolov was on his way to that warehouse.
Spiritual
they wanted me to give you up.
Can't help. Okay, I guess I'll have to think
I
of
know
some
you would
other way.
I thought we were done with Dmitry when we got out of Hove Beach. But he and Volgren know how to hold a grudge.
You know how to hold a grudge as well, Nico. Don't forget about that.
I could never forget that, Roman.
We have to get out of Bohan. Maybe it is time to go to Algonquin. We can disappear in Algonquin.
Only for so long. We will be found eventually, no matter where we go. Confrontation and or peace will be our choices at some
murder
point.
of the owner. So
I know
I kind of missed this. I guess I never checked this out when I was playing the other cases in Dual Destinies. But I actually really appreciate that the game has this brief in now, because the most annoying thing about the investigations in the Ace Attorney, what was always so annoying, is trying to figure out what you had to do next, because it was like you had to try to find something or like present something to a character. Okay, look for a murder weapon. Okay.
Man, this is out of control.
I know.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We're going to die. I don't want to die, man. Not like
July
this.
20
How would you
ship-shaped
like
aquarium?
to die? Reason on my 100th birthday? I don't fucking know. I'm scared. You
Hey,
cold
Detective
bastard.
Fulbright's
What are we
gone.
going to do?
It looks like the police investigation is over, too. That's too bad. I was hoping to get a little more out of him.
And all you care about is money. and gambling
Yo,
it away
yo,
on the internet.
yo,
Whoa,
yo, ho,
isn't
ho.
America
Cleaner,
great?
nah,
I get to
feeder.
sit in front of
That's
a
right. Oh, is
computer
this
and play
walkie
Mr.
talkie? Yo,
Richman
girl, why you
and
hiding
get to
from
do
me?
that
I'm
with
searching
crooks.
all around like
Okay,
this
I
be a
messed
bad
up.
dream.
I know I did. I
That's
thought
somebody
things would be different.
rapping.
I don't understand this place so
Rifle,
good.
yo, sometimes you make me so mad, but now that you're gone, I'm so sad.
Sitting in
Yo,
front of
Rifle,
the
just come
computer
back to me.
gambling our
We can
money.
be together and
Stop,
sing Cree, Cree,
getting
Cree.
into illegal card games. Stop
What's with this
spending
guy
all our
rapping
money.
and making
Yes.
strange bird sounds? I thought it was walkie-talkie for a moment.
And
Yikes,
stop thinking about the
who's there?
Russians. Man,
You didn't hear
we
me
just
rapping,
need
did
to
you?
disappear as
Yeah,
far as I'm
well,
concerned.
maybe.
Disappear.
Okay.
Her.
But I want you to
Look,
remember,
just do me a favor and pretend you
need to
didn't
know
hear
what
nothing.
happened. Give me
Fine
that.
by us.
Fine.
And who might you
Leave
be?
the Russians alone.
I'm Marlon Rhymes. I'm an animal keeper here.
Gambling in their private club.
Yeah, so
I didn't
usually when this
know.
song
Keep
like
it
plays, you're kind of
quiet,
doing kind of stupid characters, like kind of annoying characters too.
I'm
But the
going to
aquarium's
clean
already
up. I
closed
have a
today.
nasty feeling I
At
had a
least
bit of an
I'm pretty
accident
sure it
back
is.
there. And
Pretty
Nico.
sure. You don't sound too certain. Oh, are you new here or something? Wow, yeah, that's right. Pretty good guess. So, who are you guys? I'm Phoenix Wright. And I'm Athena Sykes. We're lawyers and we're going to represent Orla by taking her case to court and proving she's innocent. Are you serious? You want to defend an orca in court? Oh, but if you're here for Orla, that must make you friends of Sasha's. Sorry if I came across rude. Sounds like he's friends with Sasha. Sometimes when I'm by myself, I like to rap to pass the time.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna end off the stream because I don't think anyone would like to see gameplay of the sleep and kind of sleeping dogs DLC content. So
Look, it's the original one.
You like that one better than the live action?
What?
The animated version is more better than live action.
Well, this ain't live action. This is the one with the little bald kid, the arrow.
Even if Americans skip one ultra day, sales would plummet